Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tub Talks. I'm so excited to be back because, yeah, we skipped a week of Tub Talks and I missed it so much. So I've really been looking forward to this Tub Talk because I'm going to share something really personal with you guys, but something that I think is super important for you guys to be aware of. So it is May, and May is actually Lyme Disease Awareness Month, obviously because it's that time of year where one, you're spending more time outdoors, and two, the ticks and mosquitoes and insects are just like out and ready to get you. So I kind of wanted to share a little bit about my story, just to draw some more awareness to it. And I'm by no means an expert in Lyme because honestly, it's so different from person to person. The symptoms vary, and it's something that's not researched enough. So I'm not claiming to be an expert, I'm just sharing with you my personal experience, and it has a lot to do with why I'm so into health, fitness, wellness. So my journey started my senior year of college. I was waking up consistently and I felt like my arms and my legs were numb. I'd be sitting in class, my arms and my legs would go numb on me. And there were days where I would wake up and I couldn't even hold a pen in my hand. And I knew something was wrong. It felt like something was really off, but I had no idea like what it could be at all. So on one of my breaks, I went to the doctors, did some blood work and some tests, and that's when they discovered I had Lyme disease. So I did the 30 days of antibiotics, which, by the way, it's 30 days of doxycycline, and that is a brutal antibiotic to take. So I did it for 30 days, and afterwards nothing changed. Like, I still felt exactly the same, all the same symptoms, and so I started to get really frustrated. So I waited for my senior year to be over. I came home, I found a specialist, and then they did some more tests and they found out I had Lyme and a co-infection of Lyme disease, which not all people that get bit by a tick and get Lyme disease get a co-infection, but I did. I had gotten Babesia, and so that's sort of why I was still like battling. It was really hard to get rid of the Lyme disease, and so I went on to do about a year and a half worth of like antibiotic treatments. Every few months I would go back to my specialist, kind of switch up the regimen, and I was always on 2 to 3 antibiotics at a time, and I just felt like it took such a toll on my body, and I wasn't really feeling any better. And on top of feeling the same symptoms, I was also feeling really crappy because of all the medication I was taking. And so after about a year and a half, I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I started to really try to like figure out ways to handle it on my own so that I wouldn't have to take medication, because at that point I felt like the Lyme wasn't going away, the symptoms weren't going away, so all of this medication was really doing nothing for me. And so then I started doing things like chiropractic care, acupuncture. I started watching my diet better. I've been a vegetarian since I was a senior in high school and then on and off a little bit in college, but I started to really pay attention to what I was eating and take better care of taking vitamins and supplements consistently, because something I was deficient in my blood work was vitamin D, which was like shocking because I always loved being in the sun, but apparently I wasn't soaking up enough vitamin D. So I started taking a lot of supplements, doing a lot of acupuncture, and I kid you not, the acupuncture and the chiropractic care are two of the things that worked for me the most. Like, the acupuncture, when it came to my migraines and my joint pains, was just amazing. I would go in there with like a migraine starting to brew, and it would go away before it turned into like a day-long type of migraine that I would have to like sleep off overnight. And then chiropractic care really helped with like my joints, and it helped my body sort of feel stronger than it was before, and it was just a nice little tune-up to get every week. And so I've sort of managed it that much that way, and I still do have a lot of the symptoms. I still do have migraines. I do get a lot of joint pain and arthritis pain, and the other things like that. But I have learned how to manage it. If I don't take my vitamins consistently, I'm gonna have a flare-up of symptoms. If I don't watch what I'm eating and I eat too much crappy food, I start feeling those symptoms come back. Always around the time I'm getting my period, my PMS is like at another level. It's like a new level of PMS. So it's things like that, but you kind of learn how to manage it, and those have kind of been my experiences. Earlier on, I was having trouble when I first went on like a medication treatment. I was even having trouble just like making my way around town. Like I remember a couple times I would drive around and I would like pass like the exit I needed to get off of multiple times, and I told my doctor, I was like, you know, like this is happening, and he was like, well, take more omega and stuff like that. So I definitely knew that I had to like boost my vitamin and supplement intake, which is something I try to be consistent with, because like I said, if I'm not, then I start getting all these flare-ups. So yeah, it's kind of something that's ongoing. You kind of never get rid of these chronic symptoms, and there's not too much research that's done on Lyme disease. Now it's getting a lot more attention because a lot of celebrities have actually come out with their struggles with Lyme disease, which is really great for people to share their stories with others, because honestly, when I got Lyme disease, no one around me, none of my friends or my family knew anything about it, and so I kind of started from the ground up, figuring it all out. But now so many people are more aware, and I think that's really important. And that's why I share my story so openly with everyone, because I think it's important that we understand everyone's story with Lyme is different, and it is something that really does take a toll on your life. I remember my senior year, I was so grumpy all the time because I just felt like it was my senior year of college and I was supposed to be having the most fun, and I was tired most of the time. I didn't want to go out. I was kind of dragging my feet to do everything because I just wasn't, my energy level wasn't there. And so it's something that definitely you should do a little research on. If you do by any chance also suffer from Lyme disease, share your story if you're willing and open to with those around you, because it's a great way to educate people about it so that people can then educate more people, and hopefully we can increase the research and the awareness of the disease. And especially since it's May and it's Lyme Disease Awareness Month, I wanted to share my story because I've never done it on my channel, and it's really the reason why I'm so into sticking to like a fitness routine and sticking to healthy eating, because those are very important factors in my body feeling as best as it can. So I hope that, you know, I know this was kind of like a downer video, but I do hope that in me sharing my story, you learned a little bit of something, and maybe it helps you care for someone you know that has Lyme disease, or whatever the case may be. If you have any questions you want to ask me about Lyme, I am an open book. You can drop them down below in the comments. I'd be happy to give you the best answer I can based on my journey. So make sure you drop any of those questions in the comments down below. And I do look forward to seeing you guys in next week's Tub Talks. I promise it won't be like this much of a downer. I'll get back to giving you some wellness tips. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my advice in future Tub Talks. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.